CLJ2 10 definition of terms with explanation. Number 1 is human rights. Are rights inherent to all human beings regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status. Ang human rights are the basic rights and freedoms that belong to every person in the world from birth until death. They apply regardless of where you are from, what you believe, or how you choose to live your life. Next is civil rights. Are those rights which the law will enforce at the instance of private individual. Civil rights are an essential component of democracy. They guarantees of equal social opportunities and protection under the law regardless of race, religion, or other characteristics. Examples are the rights to vote, to a fair trial, to government services, and to a public education. Next is political rights. Are those rights which enable us to participate in the running and the affairs of the government either directly or indirectly. Political rights refer to an individual ability to participate in the civil and political life of the society and state without fear of discrimination or repression, and is tied closely to citizenship status. Next is economic rights and social rights. Are those rights which the law confers upon the people to enable them to achieve social and economic development. Economic and social rights are human rights that relate to our ability to live in dignity and participate fully in our society. They include rights related to the workplace, social security, and access to housing, food, water, healthcare, and education. Next is cultural rights. Are those rights that ensure the well-being of the individual and foster the preservation. Cultural rights are human rights that aim at assuring the enjoyment of culture and its components in condition of equality, human dignity, and non-discrimination. Next is natural rights. Our God-given rights acknowledged by everyone to be morally good. Ang natural rights are moral standards that specify how individuals should be treated. Some examples of natural rights are the right to life and the pursuit of happiness. These are rights that people have simply by virtue of being human, meaning they are not dependent on any social status or a condition. Next is constitutional rights, which are conferred and protected by the Constitution. A constitution right can be prerogative or a duty, a power or a restraint of a power, recognized and established by a sovereign state or union of states. Next is statutory right. Are provided by law promulgated by the lawmaking body and consequently. Statutory rights are an individual's legal rights given to him or her by the local and national ruling government. These are generally designed to protect citizens. They are typically enforced by local law enforcement, and their violations usually carries a penalty of legal prosecution and punishment. Next is the natural law theory. Accept that law can be considered and spoken of both as a sheer social fact of power and practice. Unlike laws enacted by governments to address specific needs or behaviors, natural law is universal, applying to everyone, everywhere, in the same way. For example, Natural law assumes that everyone believes killing another person is wrong and that punishment for killing another person is right. Next is theory of justice. Um, Justice is still first virtue of social institution as truth is of systems of thought. A theory of justice holds that every individual has an equal right to basic liberties, and that they should have the right to opportunities and an equal chance as other individuals of similar ability. And that's all. Thank you.